This is not good. This is not logical at all. In this week's episode of Clay Trader Mail, I want to go through a chat that I had on the site through our chat software, and it really illustrates just how bad things can get when you are out there and not wanting to spend a single dime on anything. I understand. Stuff costs money. I understand. There are lots of ripoffs out there. I acknowledge that. I realize that. And if this is like your first ever video that you've watched of mine, then please look at me in a skeptical fashion. Watch a lot of my other videos. Listen to the podcast. And just, don't just take my word for it just because I'm saying something as, like I said, if this is one of your first videos you've ever watched of mine. So I do want to realize that I understand why people kind of pinch pennies in the sense of, no, I'm not going to spend money on that. That could be a scam. That could be a ripoff. Yeah, that is very wise. But there is a point where you are just being irrational with your thought process. And I have a perfect example of that right here. This is not necessarily anything new. We've had past examples of this, but it really does go to show how careful you have to be, because when you get in this sort of mentality, you're really holding yourself back. You're really not going to allow yourself to reach your maximum potential because, again, this is literally irrational. It doesn't make any sense. So let's get to this exchange. So this person says, well, first off, sterling silver, that's just the way our chat software, it just comes up with names for people before we actually know their name. So kind of don't pay any attention to that. But they say, hi, I am new in trading and looking for a decent, cost-effective, active broker to trade stocks. Currently with Robinhood. Thank you for the information. So setting up overall context, they are new and they are looking for a cost-effective broker. This right off the get-go tells me, okay, well, they're too far ahead of themselves, because as counterproductive as it seems, one of the last things you should do is actually be getting a broker, getting a platform. Why? Well, when you have a strategy, then your strategy is going to tell you exactly what sort of broker you need. It's going to tell you exactly the sorts of tools that a broker is going to need to have for you to execute your strategy. Once more, I'm not calling this person an idiot because they're asking about a broker being brand new, because that does actually seem like that's what you would want to do. But at the end of the day, like I said, one of the last things you do is get a broker, because when you have a strategy, when you build a strategy for yourself, well, then you're going to know exactly all the different dynamics that a broker must offer you. And when you know what they must offer you, well, then kind of by process of elimination, you're going to know exactly what broker. So that kind of tipped me off that, all right, not only did they tell me they're new, but now they're asking about a broker. So my guess is they probably don't even have a strategy. So let's proceed onwards. So I asked them, so you already have a strategy in place? They reply back, with the current state of the market, looking for shorter term options till it reaches the rock bottom. Later, thinking on a longer term investment. Watching your educational videos and charts. Learning. Thanks for the realistic and beneficial info. Hopefully you picked up on my emphasis. Their words, not mine. Realistic, beneficial info. Let me say that again. Realistic and beneficial info. Their words, not mine. Let's keep on going. I come back and reply, any reason why you haven't joined the community I offer? It's only $99 for an entire year. I just ask since you self-admittedly enjoy my stuff. Their reply back, your free info is good enough for now. Wondering how $99 will add anything. It sounds like one of those books, How to Get Rich Tomorrow. Sorry, no offense. Wait a second. 1 minute they're saying that the info is realistic and beneficial. Now all of a sudden, the topic of money comes up and whoa. I mean, that kind of sounds like a get rich, basically implying, let me put it this way. When you have to end something by saying, sorry, no offense, you know that basically you've kind of implied something that could offend the other person. In this case, implying that somehow this $99 for 1 year service is some sort of get rich quick book or whatever they said, but you get the idea. Sorry, no offense, but that $99. But wait a second, buddy. Just 2 lines up the paragraph, you're talking about how my information is realistic and beneficial. So how all of a sudden did it go from realistic to apparently not realistic, to potentially some sort of get rich quick? What has changed? Well, you saw it changed. Money actually came involved. And all of a sudden, just like that, hey, wait a second. No offense, but let's finish this out. So I reply back, oh, so you trust my free stuff, but as soon as someone asks for money, it becomes shady. Got it, LOL. Given you think I'm shady, not sure why you would ask me for my advice on a broker in the first place. I don't trust. It is not a church. So once again, if you don't trust me because it's not a church or whatever that is necessarily supposed to mean, just basically, hey, it's not a church, so I can't trust you. Fine. I understand. Like I opened up this video saying, that's probably how you should be. If this is your first video, then yeah, don't trust me. Be skeptical of me. There's a lot of crazy stuff out there. I'm not offended. But if you don't trust me like this person just said, why were you asking for my advice in the first place if you don't trust me? Do you see just how irrational this all is? Do you see how he's contradicting himself? And what changed? Well, what changed was as soon as money came into the equation, whoa, I can't trust you. But what were those other words that he had mentioned earlier? He liked my stuff. It was realistic and beneficial. But how can you say something is realistic and beneficial if you don't trust the person? Like you just said, you don't trust me. You get the idea. Money popped up, and all of a sudden, just like that, this person changes their tunes and is saying a bunch of irrational things that totally contradict themselves. And that's what I mean by holding yourself back, by not allowing yourself to accomplish your maximum potential. Because with this sort of thought process, with this sort of, whatever you want to call it, I guess just thought process is the best way to put it. It just doesn't make any sense. It's a total contradiction. How are you supposed to get anywhere, not only in trading, but just in life, with this sort of, self-contradictory perspective, this self-contradictory logic? You're not going to get anywhere. Now, I know I probably shouldn't say that. You're not going to get as far as you potentially could go. Now, definitely in trading, this person is, I'm sorry, but they're not going to have very much chance of success at all with this sort of mentality towards trading, this mentality towards anything, because it doesn't make sense. I keep thinking, wait, why did this person ask for my advice as they don't trust me? Why were they saying my information is beneficial and realistic and then saying I don't trust me? I mean, that's literally, you can't say something is realistic and then say you don't trust it. You get the idea. So just be aware of this. I get it. Be tight with your pennies. But when when you're basically cheapskatedness, if that's a word, drives you to this point of irrationality, you got to kind of tap the brakes and ask yourself, am I holding yourself back? And I really think you are holding yourself back, because when you don't think clearly, when you deploy these sorts of thought processes, it's just not going to take you where you want to go. If you are out there trading alone currently and maybe are in the market looking for a community to join to assist you in your trading or to just help you, give you another set of eyeballs, then I do have a private trading community where you can trade alongside me and other experienced traders. So what you see popping up on the screen right now is both an information link. So if you click on the inner circle one, that is going to take you to the page where I explain all the details of what exactly come with the community, both the chat room and the newsletter. And then the other image that has popped up is a behind the scenes tour where you can see exactly what is going to be contained within the community. I take you through, like I said, a behind the scenes tour of everything, and that way you'll know precisely what you are getting when you join. So definitely check that stuff out if you are interested and thinking about wanting to join a community, and let me know if you have any questions.